Gaming. As we saw in Game 1, FPX looking kind of comfortable before Invictus Gaming really putting pedal to the metal and running it down on FPX. 22-4 was the end game score in the end of that series. In the end of that first and very decisive game, falling heavily in favor of Invictus Gaming. Now, little change up coming in game 2 right away, as we have the Akali flex between mid and top. Looks like FPX also maybe deciding to go a little bit more onto the scaling with the Thresh Aphelios coming right in. Surefire, very quick picks. Probably signaling to Invictus Gaming that FPX to have some inkling of playing toward the top side. It's going to be pretty hard, however, if there is a set. Set, of course, doesn't really get bullied off of the wave very easily by many champions at all, which means he will also be able to contest the waves and probably stop wave building relatively easily. Invictus Gaming so far on their 3 picks seem to be heavily in favor of a dive composition, leaving out, of course, the AD carry as well as possibly their mid laner. Rookie isn't really one of the set players. Nenny with the Wukong's Volley Bears, and of course Set being one of his more played champions is very comfortable on that. Really giving Nuguri a hard time in the lane. The set is extremely strong right now. And Invictus Gaming, what mid lane picks will they ban out here? They could look to ban out the Kled, although I don't think FPX's Kled right now in this current situation is something to be particularly feared. And FPX immediately targeting out the early game AD carries with that Varus ban. Could look for a Kai'Sa or perhaps even the Kalista ban coming out as well here. While Invictus Gaming looking to take away the dive potential from the jungle of FPX. Tien, of course, loves to play these kind of champions that he can impact the lane with, set up some very easy ganks and just hard camp. Though honestly, FPX still do have the tendency to play towards bot side with their, I was gonna say new addition to their team, even though he really isn't new at this point. It is about 7 months in. They can play through their top lane world champion Nuguri as the Kalista ban comes in here. Of course, that was a pretty big pick, honestly, in the last game, really giving Invictus Gaming some ins and outs of situations. And now the Draven is another aggressive snowbally early game pick. And it looks like Invictus Gaming really liked what they saw in game 1 and decided, you know what, we can do this. We can out early game FPX. We can out aggression them. And you know what, let's just pull the trigger. Let's do it. We've got nothing to lose right now. We're 2-4. And really, at this point in the summer split is when teams need to get innovative. They need to either play well or they need to outbrain their opponents. And of course, who better to outbrain your opponent than the Heimerdinger? Although I expect that fully to be a hover, this could very well be a pick. You never know with Doingby. That's why we love watching the man. Anything can come out of him. Though mostly bruisers and divers or people who can roam, and not so much people who plant themselves in the lane like the Heimerdinger. And Kled looks to be the final lock in here for FPX as Tien takes the Rumble into the jungle yet again, and despite the number of times that champion has been in the jungle this split, it's kind of disappointing how little we see of that skin, Rumble in the jungle, as the Kled pick comes in. And now let's see what Rookie feels like in the mid lane to be his favorite. The LeBlanc, of course, was extremely effective in game 1, hard to gank, hard to set up on, and does provide some harass, is able to match the clear of Doingby, and the Lucian pick turns out to be the ultimate selection for Rookie, his most played champion this split by about 2 games from his other most played champion. And right now on Invictus Gaming, lots of AD coming out. They got a pretty beefy front line with that set as well as the Nautilus, but overall this is a very clear-cut dive composition. Meanwhile on the side of FPX, they do have some front line with Doingby, probably going to be Bruiser, quite tanky, but also have a lot of range with their Equalizer as well as the Aphelios. Thresh, of course, to make picks and keep people safe, and Nuguri is going to be in the backlines against double AD carries. Really nothing to be too concerned about. We saw in the game, I think it was LNG versus FPX, that if this Lucian went up towards the top side, he's going to be able to bully out the Akali without remorse in the early game. But come 2 items, Akali is going to absolutely destroy him as well as his AD carry. But we don't need to think about that because this Lucian will be in the mid lane against Kled. So Doingby is going to be the one with the rough early game, while Nuguri will be able to have a pretty decently comfortable early game up against that set. We saw in the TES versus RNG, it was Qingtian versus Xiaohu in this exact matchup. And although Qingtian did manage to get the advantage early, in the end Xiaohu with his repeated 5-point strike harass and his shuriken toss mobility as well as the shroud was able to land a couple of very, very pinnacle, very, very important solo kills up onto Qingtian, and eventually RNG ran away with that game. Now let's see if history will repeat itself and the team with the Akali will be in favor. Invictus Gaming, of course, just need a little bit more to tip everything into their favor to knock FPX down off of their pedestal right now and give themselves a chance at playoffs, at fighting for one of the 4 spots to get into Worlds. It's really exciting to think that Worlds is coming. We're about to see a replay already. Almost a year has passed, ladies and gentlemen. And as we load into this game, 2 heavy favorites. In fact, the LPL just seems stacked with heavy favorites to go to Worlds. It's just a huge contest, an absolute bloodbath as gladiators in the arena just come together and fight. Who would have thought that LNG would do so well? And now, for contention, we have got LNG, EDG, TES, RNG, FPX. Everybody just seems JDG's up there. World Elite is not. I think it's Rogue Warriors who are, or is it Rare Atom? It's one or the other. Are absolutely poised and ready to just step up and take their opportunity. We don't know who is going to go into Worlds. That's the beauty of the LPL. And that is why we are so excited yet again to get into this game. And although there seems to be a slight delay, Rookie looking very good in that decked out, very, very sponsor-filled jacket, truth be told, as Invictus Gaming is one of the huge names of esports in the LPL. In fact, in China, with teams in at least Dota 2, most probably other FPS games of the sort. Now, looks like we are experiencing some technical difficulties, not quite sure who in particular. So, until we get back into the game, I guess we'll just have to continue to contemplate and ponder about this current game. So, aside from the Set versus Akali matchup, we do have the Rumble against Diana matchup, double AP players with very little CC or setup available to them. Looks like a bunch of clicking is going down for Crisp, but I don't believe we are in-game just yet. It doesn't look like it. Anyways, so the jungle matchup is kind of even. It's a farm till 6 and then begin to gank. Both teamfight ultimates, although the range advantage is heavily in favor of the Rumble. He can follow up very, very easily. That being said, the engage from FPX was really saved, I think, by the Kled pick. Other than that, they don't really have very, very many ways of hard forcing into Invictus Gaming. While Invictus Gaming does have the Nautilus as well as the Set in the top side to just force engages. If we're going to be completely honest, I'm looking at the team compositions now in my mind. I think Invictus Gaming have quite a comfortable composition. I really don't think that they are going to be particularly uncomfortable throughout any stage of the game, and it really seems to be about winning the lanes. They've got 3 winning lanes altogether. Priority is heavily in their favor. Setup is leaves a little bit to be desired, but if we're going to be completely honest, Xun has got better setup in his lanes than Tian does, because Set has CC, Lucian doesn't, but neither really does Kled. Meanwhile, in the bot side, Thresh does have quite a bit of CC on the side of FPX, but Nautilus also has a pretty decent bit of CC as well. So just off of the top lane, Xun does have a little bit of an advantage, and since you're going to have priority most likely in at least mid and bot, I think there's probably going to be, I can definitely see a world where Invictus Gaming opt to play towards bot side. The question is, are they strong enough for an early game level 1 invade? Against an Aphelios Thresh, Draven Nautilus could potentially try something here, but it's going to be a little bit sketchy because, of course, with the sniper rifle, Aphelios' range is one of the longest amongst AD carries, matching, I think, or just even slightly behind or maybe even ahead of a Caitlyn. So his early game power honestly is pretty decent. That's why we see a lot of Aphelios lanes able to get that priority away from their opponents, able to contest the first scuttle at 3:15, able to set up for invades at around the 3 or 4 minute mark. So really, it could be hard to set up for invade here if you are Invictus Gaming. That being said, That's not a complete uncertainty. Meanwhile, if you're FPX, really you don't have much to play through. You just kind of, you could play through bot, kind of shut down Invictus Gaming and get your win condition ahead, as you just got an assassin up in the top side who just needs to survive, has a lot of tools, has a lot of mobility to get to the 2 to 3 items spike, get his level 9 or 11, and actually start one-shotting the two AD carries on the side of Invictus Gaming. While, so the clock is really on Invictus Gaming here, as though the Aphelios pick didn't kind of give that away. It's kind of a double threat coming out as well, because Nuguri is also one of those ticking time bombs, and when he gets strong enough, your AD carries are really not going to exist for very long in team fights. And if he doesn't one-shot them, he'll keep them so busy by just dashing in and out, darting in and out of vision through his shroud, that things will look kind of grim if the game does go on for very long. It looks like this technical difficulties aside, that's not part of what we expect to make the game go on for a little bit longer than expected. Now, since we've already rambled on enough, I'm just going to look to skip forward and see when the game actually starts. And there we go. Alright, looking at the runes, nothing too surprising here. Press the attack coming out for both the AD carries on the side of Invictus Gaming, while everything else across the board is looking pretty standard for FPX. Invictus Gaming now loading into the game. Not quite sure who again had the technical difficulties, but not that matters right now. Now let's see. Nenny so far, let's just talk about this man. He's done pretty good in his debut into the LPL, of course, stepping in for one of the most iconic and exciting, exhilarating players of the LPL. Although sometimes the excitement and exhilaration can kind of make him look like he's hard-inting games and absolutely griefing. But it's undeniable the entertainment value that the Shy brings to the LPL. Even though sometimes, and I mean, he makes games short, let's just say. It's either you hard smash or he gets hard smashed. Although, truth be told, it's kind of sad when the latter happens more than the former. Now, I'm not sure if LWX and Crisp were spotted out by that, as the hook comes down, flay away, and it looks like a little bit of disengage. Just a fight for the vision in the bot side. As I'm not sure if Lucas will have a sweeper of his own, does want to try and get to that ward, but the range advantage of the Thresh means that bot priority will be in favor of FPX instead of Invictus Gaming, it seems. I forgot to factor that in the top side already. Nenny just pushing his level 1 power. Meanwhile, Rookie in the mid lane is doing very much the same. Looks like everybody is just looking to contest waves off of level 1. And in the bot side, it looks like FPX are about to hit level 2 first. Don't expect there to be a solo kill of any sorts, but Doinby just getting heavily harassed in this bot side. In fact, Invictus Gaming now fighting back in the bot lane as well. Look, as both of them are just continuously attacking the minion wave, trying their best to hit level 2 to equalize. Looks like Invictus Gaming will hit it first, and as the minion falls, Lucas will have a hook available to try and snag out LWX, but it doesn't look to be the case. And surprisingly, despite the range advantage off of being an Aphelios as well as having a Thresh over or not, it's still not enough, it seems, to get that early level advantage in favor of FPX. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Flash being blown, Rookie as it looks like in bot side, LWX shooting out his Q in the opposite direction. And Wink and Lucas so far absolutely dominating this lane, as well as Rookie in his mid lane. So far, Invictus Gaming off to a smashing start. Let's see if they can keep up this momentum. Shun so far hasn't been able to do very much. He is, of course, as we mentioned previously, a farming Diana, but it looks like he wants to make an attempt here at a bot lane roam. It looks like Ted is moving towards the mid lane, as we see in the replay in the bottom right corner, how Doinby's flash was used as wave is being stacked. And FPX might be in danger here. Teleport is not available from Doinby, and it's only Nuguri available as a teleport is coming in. That is Rookie, and Shun is being dived into. Down goes Crisp, and what's up? Oh, come, I help you. Does this sound better? It sounds better, right?
No, does it sound like you're talking at people or to people?
I don't know. Does it matter?
Yeah, but because you talk to people, it's like, oh, did you see that? That kind of thing.
I don't know, it's like you kind of point things out.
I don't know, because I just can hear you, but you're just talking like that, so I'm just wondering, I can't hear what you're saying. I just can hear you talking. But, should you be talking? I mean, because sometimes people like talk to the audience. I don't know. Not just narrating, including the audience.
How can I
see that? I mean, like that, I don't know.
Did you see that?
Look at that. No. You know, is your narrating is just, it's happening, it's going, going. I was like, wow, did you see that? He's going in. What do you?
I'm trying to add some tempo, like some spectating. I'm like, it's coming.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
But you know, it's like you're talking to your friend. See that?
We gotta appreciate all the feedback we can get. Anyways, where was I? Oh no, I missed out on a hype moment. Oh well. Alright, so back to the game. Invictus Gaming having just pulled off an immense dive in the bot side, getting 2 kills, denying the wave, as well as now FPX finding themselves in a bit of a hole, in a bit of a rut. So it would seem, as now Xun, unable to defend his jungle. Tian is a little bit greedy, however, as he might just get surrounded, as Wink is in the area, as is Lucas. Xun jumping in right now onto Tian, who smites away the Grump away from Xun, but Wink is in the area, as is doing, but it's turned into a 2v2, as all members of each team converge upon location. Everyone just flashing everywhere, and it's absolute chaos as they jump in onto Tian. Tian taking so exceptional as Xun is flayed out of the fight. Doingby being dismounted as teleports come in. It's a 5-man fight, team fight at level 4, as going in is Xun. Oh yo, is Nenny, sorry. Oh my goodness. I actually didn't get to see this fight. Wait, okay. Okay, wait, hold on. I need to ready myself. Shit. As Tian was unable to do anything about his bot side getting absolutely dove in that situation. Now, Lucas has made it back to the base, and with that plant being popped, Wink has just cancelled his recall. Xun now lying in wait as Tian attempting to pillage as much of the jungle as possible. Lucas is barreling towards this scene as well, but Chris is going to be here first as Tian smites away the Grump. Xun in a 1v1 situation, quickly turned in a 2v2 as Doonby comes in over the wall, but Rookie is in the air as well, as is Chris. It's now a 3v3 as Xun flashes over the wall. Lantern bringing Tian to safety, but is hooked up by Lucas, is being focused fire down, is eventually taken out as Xun just limps out of the fight. Doingby has been dismounted, teleports coming in. It's a 5v4 situation, 4 minutes in as Nenny flashing in onto Doingby, trying to finish him out with the haymaker, unable to as Chris is taken out at the end of the fight. But Nuguri is in a 1v2 situation as well as Rookie falls to Nuguri, and Xun still alive. Elderbeck's trying his hardest to reach him, and it looks like he won't be able to as Doingby is now being baited in as well. It looks like a 5-man going down on the side of Invictus Gaming as 5-man going down in favor of Invictus Gaming as FPX absolutely routed in that fight. Not quite sure what they were looking for in this point in time. Invictus Gaming are just too strong, and without the man advantage, which they really never had, FPX really didn't have much hope of saving that, because as soon as one of their players came, look at here, we have a 4v4, but Tian is taken out. Xun somehow staying alive, and then after that just healing off of the red buff, staying around, skirting the edges, just tantalizing the members of Fun Plus Phoenix. And as the ignite takes out Rookie, Nuguri thinking he's in a really good position, tries his darndest. Elderbeck slashing over the wall as well, but the Triumph actually saving him from LWX's last auto attack. Xun running away from LWX and then running away from Doingby as they all try their best, but the elusive jungler of Invictus Gaming is just too much. He's too slippery, he's too tantalizing. Invictus Gaming come away with that absolute win. And right now, if things look dire before for FPX, things are looking very, very much worse so in this point in the game. 5 minutes in, our first team fight in the books. 7-1, Invictus Gaming, 3,000 gold in the lead. And that lead is, nowhere is that lead more pronounced, I think, than in the jungle and mid lane roles, as Rookie now pickaxe to cloth armor from Doingby. But a gank later, this could change. Tian is not quite level 6 just yet, is at 41 CS. He does need, if I'm not mistaken, about 52 in order to hit his level 6, but it looks like Xun is going to be flashed on here by Crisp, and the Lantern in. That flash will secure this Scuttle Crab. Of course, that is unless Invictus Gaming decide to contest it, but it looks like they will not be in position for that. But it looks like Invictus Gaming now trying to push FPX off of this bot side wave that has been stacked. LWX might have to give this up as Tian is in the air as well. Still, no level 6 available for any champion, and teleports are not available. It's going to be a 3v3. LWX, can he last long enough? He's trying to root up the people under the tower. Lucas tanking up tower shots, will be able to anchor toss his way out and somehow manages to survive, but Tian flashing in with the Electro Harpoon, jumping in onto Xun now, but Wink has been exhausted. Don't think they have enough damage to the members of Invictus Gaming. Charge comes in right onto Wink as Doombe trying his best to take out the AD carry, eventually peeling back and taking out Shun instead, as Wink was not able to actually. Whoa, Wink is 4-4. He's 4-4. Wink is absolutely huge right now. Rookie needs to be careful. He is deep in behind enemy lines, and Wink in an absolutely huge, is absolutely huge right now with his Caulfields, with his Shin, already pretty sure completed his Essence Reaver at this point, as a bit of a tussle goes up onto the top side. Nuguri is level 6 against the level 6 of Nenny, and the Haymaker is in the wrong direction. Nuguri playing so patiently, perfect execution as the name states, and down goes Nenny. This is not at all how we saw the matchup go against between RNG's Xiaohu as well as TES's new top laner Qingtian. We saw Qingtian absolutely dominate in the early game, but right now Nuguri, it looks like he is simply outclassing Nenny up in the top side, and LWX honestly is just really greedy for him to stay under here, trying to bait, I suppose, the members of Invictus Gaming, which he managed to do at the very least. Nice flash in here from 10 to finish it off, but it looks like in the end it was not enough to save himself actually, as he gets taken out by Shun towards the end there. The Crescent Blade coming through. FPX, in spite of the fact that their AD carry really hasn't gotten much farm at all, is severely behind in terms of items. 2,500 gold behind. Somehow, someway, FPX have managed to rotate their bot lane away from the onslaught of the rest of Invictus Gaming towards the top side, securing themselves Herald, securing LWX some farm in this bot side to be able to get back into the game. He is significantly down. This is perhaps the biggest gold lead I've ever seen so early into the game from an AD carry between two characters of the same role, between two players. As look at that, he is not only is he 15 CS up, he's 4 kills and 2 assists up. Absolutely in the lead is Rookie, and honestly not looking like he's about to make any Rookie Blood is Wink, and honestly not looking like he's going to be a very easy problem to solve. That being said, let's not forget here that FPX do have Nuguri, and honestly with Wink going for damage, I don't think he's going to go for very much resistances. Maybe he'll go for a shield bow. But once this Akali has 3 items, things are gonna get worse, as Shun just smiting away the dragon in front of Tian's eyes. It looks like a bit of a reset here. Gold is 3,000 in favor of Invictus Gaming, as a gank could be attempted here. Equalizer is available, but it looks like Tian is just going to be warded off by the control ward in the bush. Now, some motions are being made towards bot side by either jungler, but really, can a lot be done here as Nenny is in the bush. Somehow Invictus Gaming are rotated, as Nenny needs to be careful here. Down comes Lucas as well, as Shun ultimates are all available as Chris walks into the bush, immediately showstopper towards Nenny's tower, and the hook lands. Nenny is trying his best to dodge. Flay is available. He uses the Haymaker as in comes the Moonfall. Eldermax in the front line as Tian is hooked up and taken out by Shun. Down comes the Whirling Death, but honestly, it just demarcates where Invictus Gaming absolutely decimate Tian and FPX, and no matter where they go, the members of FPX cannot make a play around bottom side, try as they may. And in the top side, Wink is alone in a 1v1 against a Nuguri with his ult as well as Ignite available. Might need to be a little bit careful, as Wink could very easily be shut down here, and after that point, we might have some trouble brewing for Invictus Gaming. Because despite being so far ahead, nice hook coming in onto LWX, depth charge as well. Nenny is in the area, Facebreaker in, Iron Spike Whip activated, and LWX just gets decimated. Beautiful hook coming in here from Invictus Gaming, and it looks like the tempo just continues. Rookie and Wink are going to be swapping lanes very quickly. His teleport is going down from Nuguri towards the bot side. Looks like Shun and Nenny are being flanked. Nenny without his ultimate, without his flash, looks like he's going to be left high and dry. Haymaker coming out, buying him a few extra seconds, but really that's not going to do very much at all, and the fights just continue for no reason whatsoever, as Doombe trying to get one more onto Lucas, does not have his ultimate available to try and stun him out. The bear trap does come out, but Wink is there to save his support. Needs to be careful as well. Death sentence being hit here by Crisp could very, very literally lead to Invictus Gaming having a tumble in terms of their momentum, which right now is looking particularly unstoppable, as the first mythic item of the game comes out onto Rookie. Looks like Rift Herald will be dropped towards the bottom side. There's in comes Nenny to try and defend his tower, not wanting to give FPX the first tower. Won't be able to stop this charge, however, but will be able to, as mentioned, stop tower from going down. Dragon is not going to be up for another 2 minutes and 30 seconds, as in the top side, Doinby is trying to hold out the onslaught of Rookie. Crisp is in the area. They could potentially look for something here, but Shun's pathing so far has been absolutely flawless, as Doinby going in, but Crisp has no way of going over that wall lest he flash. So I think a little bit of miscommunication going down here, as Shun now has been spotted out on the wall. Lucas is also making his way up towards the top side, as Tian trying his best to run over as best as possible. Doinby is being extremely greedy here, channeling his recall. Does have flash available, as in comes the Crescent Strike and goes in Shun. Moonfall coming down, but the exhaust is enough to actually stymie his damage completely. Death Sentence comes in, but they don't have the damage, and Equalizer is used to zone away Lucas as well as Wink. And behind enemy lines between two turrets, Shin will take a tumble, and the beginning of what looks to be an FPX comeback is mounted. Now let's not say that it's the end of the game right now, because FPX definitely still in a huge pit. But Nuguri is significantly ahead of Nenny right now, and Rookie is extremely low, needs to be careful, as Doinby getting onto him will most definitely kill him at that amount of HP. Does have the Gale Force available, however, as in comes Nuguri, the most fed member of FPX, does have his mythic item complete. In fact, is the only member of FPX with that, I suppose you could say, accolade, as Elderblax is still struggling in the mid lane. Gold lead between the AD carries is still significant, nearly 2,000, as overall 3,000 gold lead in favor of Invictus Gaming. But that shows you that a majority of their resources are actually stacked on top of this Draven. So in team fights, really, will Draven be able to do his damage when the most fed member of FPX is the Akali, with the Ignite, with the perfect execution, with the ability to stall inside her Twilight Shroud? Things are looking not so comfortable for Invictus Gaming, although the gold lead and the kill lead, and not the tower lead though. So although the gold lead and the kill lead are in their favor, let's not call FPX out of it just yet. Dragon is spawning in 40 seconds with Rift Herald following very quickly after. If I was Invictus Gaming, I think I would opt to give up this Dragon if need be, in order to claim that Rift Herald and just charge down mid or top tower. Bot tower is also extremely low. So although plating is about to fall off right about now, let's not discount the power that Rift Herald has in terms of being a siege tool, which right now Invictus Gaming might need in order to get the game snowballing faster and faster in their favor. But the thing is though, grouping up together will attract the members of FPX, but you're gonna have to do it eventually. And now Nuguri is absolutely one of the strongest members of his team, is about 1.2k, actually no, is about 800 gold up on to Nenny, as Invictus Gaming opting for the Dragon. FPX on our screen is not making any rotations to attempt Rift Herald right now. Looks like they're just clearing out vision, as Dragon will fall. FPX quite far behind. Looks like they will get top tower, not even that, as FPX seemingly lost by the just how decisive Invictus Gaming is, as right after Dragon going in for the mid tier 1 tier 3 tower, will siege that down, opening up the map for themselves, as FPX will now only manage to trade up the top wave. In fact, Invictus Gaming, they might be able to rotate in time to catch out Doinby, but it looks like they're more interested in the Rift Herald, because a tower for a Rift Herald is basically an even trade, and honestly, they can look for something here. Doinby does not have his teleport available, but looks like Invictus Gaming opting to play safe. Nenny in the bot side is also playing particularly safe. No idea where the members of FPX are. Little does he know they are actually all towards this top side, as in comes Doinby as well. FPX playing a little bit of a bluff here, actually starting it out before Doinby was even out of the steps of the fountain. Looks like Invictus Gaming, with a very late contest, will be able to push FPX away from claiming the Rift Herald. But really, I think FPX just wanted to stall it. Down comes Equalizer across 3 people. Shin and Wink are actually burning on top of it, but Lucas playing fantastic disruption. Nenny going in with the showstopper, trying to one-shot Doinby, flashing away from him actually. In fact, looks like they will manage to deny the Rift Herald from being scooped up by FPX. So Invictus Gaming, to their credit, were able to quote-unquote quintessentially deny the Rift Herald. But FPX are the real ones who are denying the Rift Herald, because they have no need for it. They are not looking to siege, they are looking to scale. And right now, Invictus Gaming find themselves without an easy tool to begin and force down the mid lane. With their double AD carry, with their dive composition, this could be a huge loss actually for Invictus Gaming. Now let's see how the rest of the map plays out. So far, map vision is heavily in favor of Invictus Gaming, as is the gold lead, still maintained at about 3,000 gold. Pretty sure again, most of that gold is on Wink is in favor of that champion, of that player, sorry, and on the Draven, who looks to be building towards his Eclipse, really trying to just 1 and 2 shot the members of FPX as a hook lands onto Rookie, but luckily for him, no one is in the vicinity, and Chris will not be able to go in there and try and one-shot him. Shin is in the area. In fact, the members of FPX down here could find themselves in a very uncomfortable position, as, oh my goodness, Tien has Rift Herald! He managed to jump in there and scoop it up as Nugi jumping in with the perfect execution as the equalizer is dropped as well. Rookie is absolutely decimated by the combined might of the top and jungler of FPX. It looks like momentum is heavily in favor of FPX right now as Doing B teleports down. Rift Herald is still available to be dropped. It is indeed. And in the mid lane, Invictus Gaming are scrambling to look for a response. Wink is channeling his recall. Doesn't look like what? I suppose passing through the jungle right now was not a valid option, and it looks like Shelly will get 2 charges off. It looks like Invictus Gaming's tier 3 bot tower will indeed, tier 1 bot tower will indeed get chunked out here as Doing be pushing the wave with the Gore Drinker, and will, oh my god, what? Okay, I'm not gonna say anything about that. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. Anyways, so right now, after that, gold lead has closed. It's now only about 1,000 in favor of Invictus Gaming. Rookie going down there was huge, especially having 2 towers fall straight after. Invictus Gaming now, things are looking kind of uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. We're at that point where Nuguri is so strong that he poses a legitimate threat to both of your AD carries, who right now happen to be your 2 most fed members of your team. So when an opponent has a fed assassin, you're not really feeling very good about having fed AD carries. You need some very reliable point and click CC, which the Akali can just eat up in the safety of her Twilight Shroud. But speaking of which, looks like the Akali is about to get ganked here. Nope, never mind. Looks like FPX are setting up very comfortably towards the top side around Doing B, while allowing LWX to just soak up these wave after wave down in the mid lane. And so far, although he is a whole item behind, at least he's got his Kraken Slayer finished. And LWX, having survived an extremely rough early game, being the center of focus, being the absolute idol, the apple of Invictus Gaming's eye, is now right back into the game. Although he's not really the one we're going to be looking for to be carrying these fights, though that responsibility lands squarely on the shoulders of both Nuguri and Tien. And it looks like Invictus Gaming not completely out of it, yet able to just push FPX away from this tower, able to secure themselves the second outer tower of the game on FPX side, and now are only 1 tower down, able to accumulate a bit more of a gold lead. Now Dragon is spawning in 15 seconds time. Setup wise, looks like either team is not ready. A bunch of pings going down. Teleport is available from Nenny as well as Nuguri, as Teleport is coming in now from Rookie towards the mid lane, wanting to join his team. Looks like FPX, rather imposing, coming together, have managed to push the members of Invictus Gaming out of the river, prompting a TP from Nenny, who is now making the fight a 5v4. Nuguri looks like he's pinging that he wants to push bot side, as Tien starting up the Dragon immediately. It looks like FPX have been surrounded. Shin with a very nice flank, needs to be careful, is jumped onto by Doing B. Nice sidestep by both Doing B and LWX, as it looks like Doing B is trying to take Shin out of the fight, trying to make sure that there will be no Moonfall, as Chris needs to extract him ASAP, but he does not have the Lantern available. Bunch of ultimates were thrown out. Moonfall still available. Only the Whirling Death isn't, as LWX's flash is also gone. Nuguri looks like he's got an opening towards the back line. Then he's going in with the Showstopper and managing to take out the Aphelios. Unfortunately, FPX just run rampant in the back line as Lucas trying to run out of the fight. Nice little bit of teamwork there from the bot lane of Invictus Gaming, getting their support out. But a 2-for-1 trade. Dragon going in favor of FPX, as the 4 Infernal looks quite intimidating to go up against. If I was Invictus Gaming, I wouldn't feel too comfortable right now, as yet again, LWX a non-factor in the fights, despite him being able to get a little bit of gold onto his person, as in the backlines there's just nothing that can be done. Look, okay, let's just watch what Nuguri does here. Nuguri just absolutely taking Rookie out of the fight by being a huge nuisance, and then Nenny taking so much damage before show-stopping in, and Shin, what? Look at that. That was like a 4 or 5 man ultimate, nearly able to smite away the Dragon as well. But Nuguri just keeping Rookie and Wink absolutely busy, and right now it looks like he's working towards a Demonic Embrace. Not sure if I like that item personally, but I suppose what can I say? I ain't no pro player. Whew, now there's a bit of a lull in the action as we are in a 21-minute game with the same number of kills to spare. Invictus Gaming still slightly ahead in terms of gold, but as we've seen, things have shifted very heavily in favor of FPX as Nenny is not tanky at all in this current situation. In fact, I think he might have gone Gore Drinker if I'm not mistaken, and I very much approve of that build. You don't need very much help closing distances. Engaging is not only your sole responsibility, and you do want to survive jumping into 5 people as eventually that is your ultimate goal. And it looks like Tian will be able to... Oh, the sweeper nearly spotting out Nenny. That could have been catastrophic and no one on his team was nearby to save him. Now, Zhonya's has been completed on the side of Xun, who got a massive ultimate in that last fight, wasn't even exhausted, so it's quite fortunate that only LWX was one-shotted at the end of that fight, as it could have honestly been a lot worse. Crisp is not going to be very tanky for most part of this game, as Invictus Gaming now grouped up as for are barreling down into the river. Nenny is still towards the bot side, does not have teleport available, while Nuguri has made his way up here as well. FPX are in a 5v4 situation and they know it. They're trying to force on to Lucas as the charge comes in. Lucas flashing away from Doingby, and a flash for an ultimate very heavily in favor of FPX, but looks like Invictus Gaming are collapsing. Nenny with the flag is going to run face first into Nuguri, and that's not a fight he can take right now, I'm pretty sure, but the fight begins nonetheless. Showstopper against the wall. Nuguri is jumping in. Look at the size of that Haymaker shield, but that just shows you how weak that he is. But it looks like Shin able to just one-shot Nuguri with the Moonfall. Means the no one ultimate, one team fight ultimate is out of the fray from Invictus Gaming, as the culling just throwing FPX back. A little bit of a win coming in favor of Invictus Gaming, showing us that they are not at all out of it just yet, and it looks like they're going to make their way towards Baron. But if you know anything about the LPL, and if you know anything about FPX, there's no way they're going to give this up without a fight, and they will throw bodies at you if they have to. Rookie hit out by the death sentence as Lantern goes in as well. They're all piling onto him. Exhaust thrown down, but Lucas with a beautiful depth charge. In comes Wink flash in. Looks like 10 is going to be abandoned, and this looks like it's going to secure them Baron. But in comes the rest of FPX yet again. Another 3v5 situation, but they like what they're seeing, I suppose. Rookie eating the fruits will be able to stay safe. Nuguri does not have perfect execution for this fight. In fact, taking a check of the ultimates, there really isn't many available at all for either team. The Moonfall is nearly coming off of cooldown though, as Doingby jumping in does have the God Drinker to sustain himself. Lucas is being taken out by Baron, and in the front line, Nenny falls as well as in goes Shin. No ultimate available, does manage to smite away the Baron and secure it, but right now, Invictus Gaming are looking like a very uncomfortable team in this Baron pit, and a 3v5 turn 4v5 goes heavily in their favor. FPX run away with the game, I think, as the goal lead has been maintained at 3k, but the kills have very much been brought back into neither team's favor almost, as FPX only behind by 1. 7 and 2 is Nuguri, without even perfect execution in that fight. Doingby charging in headfirst with the Sterox, with the God Drinker, able to remount onto Skarl. And let's see, beautiful concentration coming in here by Shin, able to smite away Baron just before he falls. And we see the front line of Invictus Gaming melt before the onslaught of FPX, and Nuguri just playing so incredibly safe in the back there, able to just get right on top of Wink. And even though he barely manages to take him down, Wink wasn't even close to taking him back down, while Doingby just has his good old duel with Rookie. And just like that, Invictus Gaming, I mean, it was a good call. It was kind of insane to see FPX attempt for a contest right there, but Dragon is spawning in 20 seconds time. Invictus Gaming really want this. This is sole point Drake if they manage to secure it. But right now, I have to tell you that the members of Invictus Gaming are not looking very strong in terms of their front line. Really, a lot rests on the shoulders of Shin and Wink and Rookie, while Lucas so far has been absolutely stellar with his disruption, able to save time and time again members of his team. But he needs to be careful as he's not very tanky either. He could get one shot. The equalizer needs to be perfect. As the death sentence goes wide, Nuguri blast planting over the wall. In comes the charge from Doingby, and he's got access to Rookie in the backline as members of Invictus Gaming actually split away from each other. Rookie in a 1v1 as Wink and Lucas come to his aid. Looks like Doingby is completely away from his team. Needs to be careful, nearly taking down Rookie, but in comes the equalizer and Rookie is burning to death, nearly taken out of the fight completely as Nenny managing to shut down Doingby with the showstopper, and the fight comes to an end. 1-4-0 so far, but Invictus Gaming need to be careful as right now it's a 4v4 because Rookie can't step into this fight, does have teleport available, is coming right back in, but Lucas is incredibly low, can get one-shotted by pretty much anything around there. Shin doesn't have the Moonfall available. In fact, a lot was used onto Doingby over there, and a steal could be possible. However, it would cost Tian his life. Wise decision from Invictus Gaming, just pulling the Dragon away from the wall, away from FPX, and just like that, yet another blow for blow. FPX with the Baron win, but Invictus Gaming with the Dragon win. And right now, both teams not really showing any signs of slowing down, of letting up, of surrendering, as Doinby going extremely deep in here, thinking he can take out Rookie, knowing that he is in a terrible position. Look at the sustain coming out though from the God Drinker, the Starrick Shield coming in as well. Honestly, nearly surviving the entire fight as Shin doing an absolute stellar job, just zoning FPX away with his Moonfall, saying if you step into this choke point, I will one-shot you, don't you dare. And really FPX could do little but to watch on as their mid lane, their star-studded mid laner, is absolutely torn asunder by the members of Invictus Gaming that surrounded him. Now, next Baron is in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so hopefully we'll have a little bit of a lull in the action as now kills have officially overtaken the game clock. Invictus Gaming's bot lane AD carry Wink is still very much ahead in terms of items, but that will mean little. As soon as he hits 6 items is when he's going to begin tapering off. Meanwhile, the remainder of FPX is absolutely barreling forward. 3 items completed apiece by the solo lanes of FPX, as the second item is coming in for LWX. Meanwhile, across the board, Nany is significantly behind in terms of items, about half an item down, while when the jungle, Shin is actually getting towards his death cap with relative speed, and that is of course one of the saving graces of Invictus Gaming. Honestly, everything at this point is down to execution. Can Doinby and Nuguri assassinate the backlines? Can Invictus Gaming's front line hold out for long enough? Can the Moonfall be perfect? Can FPX get LWX to that 3 or 4 item stage? And most importantly, can Doinby save this tower? And it looks like the answer for that, at least last question, will be a definite and resounding no, as Invictus Gaming with an odd rotation here, thinking that they're going to force a fight onto Rookie, actually completely out of position. But thankfully for them, Invictus Gaming have no clue where they are and will not be able to punish across the map despite having their players mostly situated in the area. It looks like a synchronous recall coming out here from FPX in preparation for the Baron buff, which is now only a minute and 13 seconds away, and it looks like they want to be set up as quick as possible. Already, Nuguri making his way towards the bottom side of the map, does have teleport available, as does Nany. In fact, both the mid laners with roughly the same teleport timing as well. We'll probably have that summoner spell available come Baron spawning, as Doinby is jumped onto by Rookie, immediately dashing away, throwing his bear trap behind him. He needs to be careful as he could be jumped onto here, and in comes Shin. Shin jump in, jumps, does use the ultimate, and LWX is caught out using the stopwatch as a very nice equalizer coming down. Unfortunately, he cannot save LWX. He goes down to the ignite of Lucas. Teleport is coming in. There is Nuguri. Yet again, FPX before an objective find themselves in a 4v5 situation as Shin jump in extremely deep there. Anchor toss goes wide. No ultimate available from either Shin or Tian. So both junglers with the key teamfight ultimates do not have them. In fact, Showstopper is really the only teamfighting ultimate available, as Doinby jumping in does use the Lantern to safety, using the God Drinker, trying to clear out the waves as best as possible. As Invictus Gaming push forward, FPX, try as they may, were able to save their tower, at least for this brief period of time. But Invictus Gaming now peeling back. Will they make an attempt for this Baron? LWX is only dead for the next 8 seconds, and it looks like based on their pathing, they will not do so. In fact, it's kind of late to try now. Waves are pushing into them, and they do need to collect them as bot wave is about to crash. Now top wave is still building. Rookie is going to kill that off before it can be a threat. And right now, FPX with the tempo advantage, having come fresh from base, do have the most wards available. Doinby is a little bit low. They do need to be careful about that. He does not have a Guardian Angel to bring him back into this fight, as Nany now in the bot side does have teleport available. The Baron being aggro actually defends Invictus Gaming's control ward at the back of the pit, and it looks like neither team will make an attempt on this for now. So we've bought ourselves maybe 15 seconds of a reprieve as the members of Invictus Gaming and FPX opt to channel their recall, looking to fight next for this Inferno Drake that will be up. This is of course Dragon Soul for Invictus Gaming and FPX's second dragon only. This would be huge if FPX could get the next 2 dragons, forcing a decisive 7th dragon to see which team will eventually secure the Inferno Soul. I think this Inferno Soul will pretty much determine the game. Whoever gets Inferno Soul gets the game. If FPX are able to deny and deny the Ocean Soul from Invictus Gaming for the next two dragons, I think Invictus Gaming are kind of out of the game. But yet again, ladies and gentlemen, all of it is down to positioning and team fighting. As Doingby is engaging Nenny in the mid lane, the rest of his team are not in position to help him, and Doingby able to get quite a bit of damage onto Nenny. Needs to be careful. He's pathing so dangerous as Lucas is being focused down. That charge right onto Nuguri, but the disengage follows, and Doingby is still frontlining for his team. Unfortunately, he's taking free damage on the side of Wing as the charge comes down right onto Nenny, and Wing is completely safe. Nice equalizer dropping onto both Lucas and Wing as the Moonfall comes down. Elderblex is taken out of the fight. Doingby trying his best to get into there, trying to save Nuguri, who is in Zhonya's right now. Does get hooked up at the end of the fight. Beautiful coming out from Lucas. I think that's the end of the game. Invictus Gaming, beyond, I mean, with the lead that they generated, I suppose it's to be expected, but really, after what we saw unfold before our eyes, I'm kind of surprised that this is the way the game goes, and looks like Invictus Gaming really will close out the game. The wave is coming, and FPX could do little to nothing, I suppose, as Doingby taking too much damage at the start of the fight, and Chris looks like he's gonna int it down. Looks like he's just trying to buy his team some time, but it will not be enough, and Invictus Gaming, with their snowballing aggressive dive composition, actually fell FPX, allowing themselves to climb up the ladder and bringing FPX down a step or two. Beautiful plays. This is exactly what we want to see out of Invictus Gaming. Actually, I cannot believe it. They are performing to such a high level. They are absolutely stellar in their execution. Their drafts are aggressive and they are playing as they need to, setting up, being absolutely what they need to be. I cannot. The words fail me right now. So with that, congratulations to Invictus Gaming. FPX are going to need to get back into the workshop and try and tweak and see whether they can fix any of the things. There's a bit of a non-synchronous battle going down, but we do not really, doesn't really matter. It's all about the game, I suppose. Whoo! That was actually very exciting. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching and following through in our series of FPX versus Invictus Gaming. Right now, the members of FPX looking a little bit flustered, but it's to be expected, I suppose. So thank you guys so much